How did the UK sink so fast? You know, the reality is we've been sinking for over 2 decades. This excuse of a country is going further down the drain is like watching our freedoms disappear in a slow motion car wreck. We have once again some great investigative journalism. Hit the like button and subscribe. YouTube is burying my channel and the best they can do is remove features away. Yeah, believe it or not, ever since I started talking politics on this channel, they've been removing features. It is completely disgusting, but once again, what do you expect? They seem to be very afraid of my words. And the unfortunate thing for them is I do not care, so hit the like button, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at Sir Mannix for some updates. Now, apparently the data being taken by the UK Online Safety Act is already being sold off to third-party corporations. Oh my god, what a surprise. Insert surprise Pikachu face. It's almost like I and anybody else with a brain cell predicted this. It's almost like uploading your ID to a website that you're visiting somehow ends up on a third-party server. Oops, that's a bad idea. You know, I'm sure forcing everybody and their mother to upload IDs to any random website that they want to visit is never going to backfire. Age verification company exposes user data reinforcing privacy fears over digital ID systems. Oh wow, that is just such a shock. A company tasked with confirming users' ages before they access content may be compromising their privacy by leaking detailed browsing data, according to a report by non-profit Forensics. Well, there you have it. It's never about the children, folks. It's 100% about ending online anonymity and forcing everybody into some digital ID system so they can sell your information to the lowest bidder of any third-party company. It's got nothing to do with protecting anybody. It's all about taking away your privacy, putting a name and a face to every person using the internet so they can police your comments and quote wrong think. See, these online safety laws will give every shady operator a justification for getting your ID off any website. What could possibly go wrong? And I should stop calling it the Online Safety Act. It's the Orwellian Surveillance Act. Anyway, the group's investigation highlights serious flaws in how some sites are complying with the growing online age check requirements, raising new concerns about surveillance and data exposure under the guise of protecting children. See, I'm convinced that the UK is just an extension of North Korea. I can tell you right now, Kim Jong-un is rapidly scribbling down notes how to copy the things from the UK government. You know what's funny? After all this is over with, I can't wait until touching grass needs an ID verification. You just know that's coming. Now, France's law requires users' identities remain concealed, not just from those naughty websites, but from age verification services themselves. Known as double anonymity, the standard is meant to ensure that those performing verification process have no knowledge of which websites users are visiting or what content they attempt to access. Let me ask you something. Is there a sign on my head that says dumb mother? Because do you really expect me to believe that? Anyway, Forensics found out that AgeGeo, listen very carefully, one of the verification systems in active use doesn't meet those expectations. Wow. Oh, I'm just shocked again. Instead, AgeGeo's system reportedly transmits precise details about the user's activity, including the URL of the video being viewed and the name of the website. So the complete opposite of what they're saying they're doing. Yeah, it figures. Every single person who uploads their ID online better expect this to happen more often. The South Park movie was a prophecy. A year from now, I'll be buying a copy of GTA 6 from some shady fella in an alleyway wearing a long trench coat because I'm not putting my ID on any website. Now, the service also collects facial scans, IP addresses, browser details, email addresses, and then sends that data to Amazon Web Services. What a gross violation of everybody's privacy data. Oh my god, we can legally scan our faces now and send them to Palantir's database or any Fortune 500 company. God, it's almost like censorship is a slippery slope that should be avoided altogether, otherwise this stuff will happen. And you know what the best part is? None of this censorship works. People, including young teenagers, who can no longer access stuff on the safe web, what will this lead to? More pirating, more safety bypasses like VPNs, and more traffic to sketchy websites. The current leadership in the UK government is trying trying so desperately to ban VPNs for some reason. Even though I don't know how they'll ban VPNs, because a lot of big companies these days use VPNs to keep devices secure when people work away from the office. Anyway, the company operates out of Spain and follows looser UK-based privacy rules, and did not respond to media inquiries according to Politico EU. Yeah, of course they don't. You know, I grossly underestimate how quickly all of this stuff is happening. These people know what they're doing, and censorship is the ultimate goal. And the thing is, if you support the Online Safety Act, you're literally on the side of fascists. A laboratory of sorts, putting it into practice with us, the guinea pigs in the UK, and then after that bringing it worldwide. And by the way, speaking of the Online Safety Act, this does nothing about the scammy ads that we see every day on YouTube or on Facebook. You know, where the things where children, it's supposed to protect them from that kind of material. The stuff that actually protects them, they don't really care about. See, the act does nothing about politicians either, who have done actual disgusting things to the parties that they proclaim to be protecting. Literally, one of the politicians involved in implementing the Online Safety Act got arrested for indecent images on his hard drive. I mean, the jokes write themselves. The thing is, we have tried to reason with our politicians, but here lies the problem. They are the problem. In essence, it starts and ends with them. I no longer want to talk to, you know, our British politicians, because at the end of the day, trying to tell them what's going on just educates them on how to push their freedom-crushing agenda forward. They'll just use it for their own nefarious reasons. Now, why are we, the responsible adults, getting blamed for neglectful parents who just give their kids an iPad and call it a day? Maybe the UK government should force the parents to parent their own kids and leave us out of it. And because the parents can't do their jobs, now the government/payment processors are the new parents. You know, I just can't get over how dumb this Online Safety Act thing is. The censorship is quite literally like blaming chicken sandwiches for adults because kids can't chew on it. It's completely absurd. The thing is, the lack of parenting is the norm nowadays, not just in the UK, but worldwide. All they have to do is feed the narrative through schools, which they and many other nations already do. You know, I unironically think when they say children, they're actually referring to adults in a derogatory way, because that's how they see us and that's how they want to treat us, as children. Because let's be honest, the government is actively ignoring a petition to repeal the act, which last time I checked had like 500 signatures. I'm telling you, it's authoritarianism in its infant stages, and nobody seems to want to be doing anything about it. The entire world needs to step up and stand against the UK for this authoritarianism overreach and make them pay big time. That's coming from a Brit, so that says a lot. See, Keir Starmer is not going to be in power very long. He's already on a very thin line as it is. Anyway, look, I think all websites should just block the UK, because it would be the fastest way to solve this issue. The level of outrage would come true and would come swiftly if most of the internet just stopped serving the UK and get this law repealed quickly. The outrage is already large without it, with just a few sites cutting themselves off the UK. But if the internet banded together to reject the UK entirely, it would be absolute chaos. And on that bombshell, let me know what you think in the comments about this. Manix out.